morning, everyone. Welcome to the Money Date. Anna is here, and I am excited for this upcoming date that we're set to talk about our finances. Now, you guys know that Money Dates exist because we got to give ourselves time to allow for ourselves to check in about our finances. But I want to talk to you about today. Hi, Laura. Good to have you here. A little Madonna playing in the background. We do have things to celebrate, and primarily that is being alive. And so it's been a great long day, but hi, Ben, good to have you. So the topic of a conversation for today's Money Date is holiday travel. We're about a week away from Thanksgiving. I still haven't kind of comprehended that thought just yet, although every client meeting I have, people are asking about what am I doing for Thanksgiving? And I don't know yet. We are going to be home, but perhaps having a company over. So that is yet to be decided. Now, my discussion with you today is about how to have sanity around traveling for holidays and what are we doing with our budget, okay? Because this is a money show, and so we've got to always wrap in some kind of a discussion about our finances. Now, you guys know that in order to stay on track, right? This is the whole kind of idea about frequent check-ins. In order to stay on track, you've got to give yourself pause and reflect. And I am hoping that you're doing this as you go along, and this is just a friendly reminder, but how much money have you made in the last week? So Ben, you are a good example of a type of a client that I have who earns a commission for a living. So you've got to stay on the top of those numbers. What kind of income have you put in place in the last 7 days, and what can you anticipate? What are your expenses? This time of the year gets to be a little crazy and a little busy with extra spending. So what are you guys are putting in your spending plan? How are you staying on track with that? And don't forget about savings goals, right? It does not change just because we're going to have the next 2 months to be a little crazy with all the holiday stuff. That should not change the strategy for you to stay consistent, right? So this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for consistency. I'm looking for the results. And that's what I want you to have as well. And one of the ways I found is to have frequent stop points, frequent revisit, reassess kind of check-ins. Okay, so that's my reminder for you today. Give yourself that opportunity. Now, it's been a crazy week. I don't know when there's not a crazy week. I guess crazy is a new normal. So if it's not crazy for you, let me know. I will make sure that it is, because otherwise it gets boring. So just because it's been a busy week and it's all good on our end, there's still opportunity for reflecting back. And one of the things I want you guys to share, or give yourself an opportunity to share. Now we're getting closer to Thanksgiving. Next week, everybody's going to be talking about all these things that they appreciate and thankful for. I don't think you need to wait for Thanksgiving, right, to do that. That's something that you should be thinking about on a regular basis. And so at least once a week, if you can do this more often, I think it's going to change your life. So my money win for the week, and you're going to laugh at this, right? Because how is this even possible? I wasn't planning on it, but I ran out of my house this morning because I was rushing to get to the offices, having a client appointment in person, which kind of puts the pressure because I had to be here, and I forgot my cell phone. So no cell phone for a day. It's almost 6:30 p.m. Pacific here, and I have not had my cell phone. So I don't know what's going on with it. Luckily, I didn't have to make any phone calls, so I borrowed my colleague's phone. But one thing I'll tell you, it's actually very relaxing not to constantly have to attain, and put my attention into that phone. Now, granted, I was able to access everything I needed, right? All the contacts, and I could send text messages from my computers. But I think I want to challenge you. This is going to be my next challenge for all of you who are frequent visitors here, is give yourself a day without a cell phone. And do you know what? It's not the end of the world. I'm here and I'm doing a money date with you. That was the first thought I had. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Well, guess what? I can do it on my computer. I have 2 computers. So anyway, share out your money wins for the week, and give yourself that opportunity to reflect, pause, and appreciate these moments. I am going to be talking about this particular moment for a while, because when did I ever forget my cell phone? And so I actually remember, because I plugged it in. It was running out of battery when I got home after the gym this morning, and I know exactly where it's sitting. So hopefully when I get back home, it'll still be there. If you try to call me, sorry, I missed you. I'll get back to you later. Enough of that. So let's chat about, so share out. Hi, Mackenzie. Good to have you. You guys are, for those who are watching live, thanks so much. For those of you going to come watch it in replay, let me know. As you're hopping on, say something in the chat. That way I know you're here. Also, share out your money wins for the week. It could be anything, as silly as forgetting your cell phone at home. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Just think about it. Don't overthink it, and put it out there. So I want to transition talking about our topic. Now, there's got to be a sanity around the holidays, and I'm starting to feel it with with interactions with friends, colleagues, clients, everybody. And so how do you do that? If some of you are going to be traveling, some of you are going to be having family over. So a couple of things for those travelers. And of course, we can't put aside our spending, because it just doesn't happen that way. To travel, you need money. So some of the ideas that I have to share with you. So number one, you've got to decide. Now, I know if you're already planning to travel for Thanksgiving, you better have prepared for that a long time ago. If you haven't, and this is kind of a last minute decision, did you know that traveling on Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day are actually by far one of the best travel days, because everybody's trying to get there before, right? Obviously, right? If you want to get there before, or travel the day after. And so traveling on the actual day is cost less, and less people collecting up the airports, roads, and so forth. So consider doing that if this is kind of your last minute thing. Now, if there are disruptions, which they happen all the time, right? If their flights are canceled, or if you could not make your connections, know how you're going to deal with it. Like, what is your plan B? You guys know what I do for a living. I'm a planner. So I always think about the alternative. What is the worst case scenario? So if you can't get there wherever you're going, what are you going to do? Is it going to cost you more in the hotels? How are you going to get compensation if this disruption was caused by the weather? For example, we've been having lots of fires here in California. You guys probably know this area where I'm at. I am about 15 to 20 minutes outside of San Francisco in the Bay Area. This area, all we really had was just kind of like the smoky air. Some days it really actually did smell like there was a fire. I just couldn't, you just can't tell where it's coming from or how far it is. But most other days it was manageable. I actually had a client today whose sister lost a home in the Northern California. So I'm starting to hear more and more of that. So Ban shared his money win. Sorry, my comments are catching up a little late. So I'm just, he set up his, I'm so excited. His money win is that he set up his IRA. Yay, I like that. Okay, good. The next step is we need to fund it, right? Hopefully you put some money in there. Good job. Congratulations. I'm pretty sure you feel good about that. So going back to the disruptions with your travel, have a plan B. Now, number 3, and I've personally tested this, but if there is a disruption or if there's a complaint, right, that you need to submit, know how to get a hold of airlines, hotels, just anything associated with travel. And do you know what's the best place I found that really is effective? It's Twitter. Seriously, I've actually tested. I was furious one of my travel times when I was flying to the East Coast. I'm not sure what was the deal, but I could not get a hold of United, whose travel was flying, and oh no, I was already on the plane, so my only option was to get online. And I got on Twitter and submitted my complaint, tagging United Airlines. Do you think they got back to me pretty fast? They actually did. So know how to get what you actually want. And it does not have to be a customer service line where you have to wait for to get the answers to your questions. So be resourceful with your time and the options to get what you want. And of course, I could not leave without this particular topic, but you've got to have a travel budget, right? You've got to have that part of your either overall spending plan, right? So if you are traveling and you're going to need to think about. And by the way, you may want to let me know in the chat whether you are traveling and where are you going to be going this holiday season. Are you driving? Are you flying? Or are you just like me, staying local? So far, Yuri and I are staying local for Thanksgiving. We kind of haven't decided for Christmas yet, but at least we're not flying to the East Coast. So let me know. I'm curious to know as to what you guys are doing. But as far as the budget, there is no magic here, okay? It's either you have the funds to do it or you don't. And so if you don't have the funds to do it, remember, there are the ways how you can spend quality time with your family, with your loved ones, with your friends. And it does not have to involve a ton of money. So if you're not in position this holiday season or this year to travel, or for that matter, spend money on gifts, don't do it. It's not the end of the world. You know why? Because when the year is over, when the holidays have passed, you're going to feel so much more, so much better about yourself, not having to go into debt. We tend to do this all the time. There's going to be lots of sales. There's going to be lots of sales everywhere. Gifts, travel, you've got to come back and remember what your goals are. That's why I'm keep reminding you of that. So if it's not in the cards, it is totally fine. So Jeff is sharing that he had a discussion with his family around Thanksgiving and a more rational approach about gift giving. So yeah, maybe charitable giving. Yeah, I've done a couple of top blogs and posts on this as far as, do you actually have to buy, physical gifts, or do you have to give gifts that are like monetary? And I don't think I'm that much different than a lot of you guys. Yeah, you're tempted by all those things you can get. Hi Johnny, good to have you here. That you can get at the store, and all those sales are exciting. And so I am not going shopping on Black Friday. That's a no. I'm not going shopping, period. Don't enjoy that very much. I order stuff on Amazon. But yeah, I have decided a while ago, and I suggest that you consider doing this too. Quality time, creating memories is much more important to me than the actual gifts that I'm going to spend time, be frustrated, and so forth. And so it kind of ties into the travel as well. I would love to spend this time with my family, but it does not have to be on Thanksgiving, okay? It does not have to be on Christmas. We just went to see them, Yuri and I and his mom and his dad. So we took, brought the two families together in August. And we actually are going to be traveling, but not around those holidays. So at the end of the day, what is it that you're trying to accomplish? So have those things in your plan, and don't stress out about it if it's not going to be a traditional way. It is totally okay. And so I have a quote for you guys and gals to close for this evening. It's by Hillary Burton, and it says, "There's something about a holiday that isn't about how much money you spend." And that is exactly what my message to you today is. Think about that. It's not about how much money you spend, but more about how much memories you create and how happy you end up being and staying after this holiday season. Again, thanks so much for hopping on. Great seeing you. Thanks for sharing your memories with you. Oh, safe travel, Jeff and Ben, to Oregon. I know you've planned this for a while. Hi, Dawn. Good to have you here. I'm about to wrap up, so you guys catch this in replay. I will see you next week, so I'm not going to say Happy Thanksgiving just yet. So we're going to have a hot money date the day before Thanksgiving. All right. Thanks, guys. Take care.